How's it going, everybody? It's Jeff McGinnis, CrossCountry Mortgage, and I'm excited to present to you 3 things that you're going to need to know in the month of December about interest rates. So hang tight. I'm going to cut to the presentation. It's going to be short, sweet. We're going to get through a lot of material, but in a very simple, easy to understand way. So I'm excited to share this with you. So the 3 things that you're going to need to know about rates in December are as follows. We're going to need to know about bonds, we're going to need to know about inflation, and we're going to need to know about jobs. And then I'm going to give you a little bonus material here as well, and we're going to talk about what the Fed dual mandate is and why that's important. So let's get on to the bonds. So the one thing that you need to know, the first thing you need to know is that with the bond chart, up is good and down is bad. And when I cut to the next slide, you'll see the chart for last month. So this is from November to December of 2023, and you can see there is a lot of up. And when I talk about inflation, I'll relate back to this chart so that you have a greater understanding of why this went up. So right from, let's say here, which we'll call 100, to here, which would be about 175. 101.75. Let's call that a decrease of rates because it went up, which is good for interest rates. That equated to somewhere between 1/4 to 1/2% reduction in 30-year fixed rate mortgage rates. So yay, we got some good news for once on the Rate Watch report. So the thing too that you need to know about is inflation. And inflation, I'm going to give you a snapshot of the Fed's favorite measurement of inflation, which is the core PCE, or personal consumption expenditure. So when inflation goes down, then interest rates on 30-year fixed rate mortgages go down too. That's why we had such a great month last month for interest rates. And as you can see here, the rates for inflation, or core PCE, are coming down. We've seen July at 4.3, and now we are in October. That's the most recent month that we've got measurements for. The next one, by the way, is coming out in December 22nd, and so we should have the November numbers for when that gets released in December 22nd. And it's coming down. So we've moved in the last 4 readings from 4.3 to 3.5, and those are good numbers. So you need to know about these things so that when you show up at your holiday parties, that you're one of the smartest people in the room. Not that you're not already, but this is great cocktail party conversation because it'll probably come up. Let's see, next one, thing 3, jobs. So jobs are really super important because it's an indicator of how hot or cold the economy is. We're going to talk about the dual mandate in a second and why this might be perceived as a little bit overheated. So we are actually we're looking at the unemployment rate in the United States, and we're seeing the unemployment rate rise from 3.5 to 3.8 to 3.9. I'm not a huge advocate of people losing their jobs or not working. That's not where I'm headed, but I do want to touch base on the dual mandate, which is the Fed has 2 things that they need to do. That's a mandate. They need to maintain maximum employment, and they need to maintain stable prices and moderate long-term interest rates. So in order to do that, a lot of economists and a lot of the Fed feel like maximum employment is a 5% unemployment rate. So we're still below that, as you can see from the previous chart. And so that's mandate number 1. Number 2 is the stable prices and moderate long-term interest rates, which the Fed has now interpreted to be inflation at 2%. Now, we're getting there. We're not there quite yet, which is why the Fed is now talking about not raising the federal fund rates, and we're also hearing talk of them actually lowering the federal funds rates. So stay tuned for the next rate watches, and I'll keep you posted. So teams, great to see you for the December rate watch. Hope these 3 things were helpful, and the little added bonus was helpful as well. If there's anything I can do for you, please, depending on what platform you are in, if it's on YouTube, the schedule meeting button is below. Feel free to engage on Facebook or Instagram with me in conversation, or direct message me on any social media platform, or simply give me a call. Happy to help you. Feel free to give me a call, text, email, whatever works. Look forward to catching up soon. Take care.